grid now. So we're back. So Fowry, Keo, and Yurkovic, your top three. We were hoping to have some excellent sunset lighting conditions for you, but the admins forgot to change it again, and they'd started adding a grid. So to prevent timeouts like last time we tried that stunt, we just left it so you'll have the ugly clear day, which is used entirely too much in LFS in my opinion. But anyway, I digress. I'm Jonathan Palmer along with Michael Booth and Michael Passingham. We have seen two excellent races so far, and a third one about to start here momentarily. Passingham, what are you going to expect for this one?
Well, just a comment on your sunsets weather kind of rant. I would say actually, don't change it. Never change it to sunset on South City because it really does cause frame rate problems for a lot of drivers. So I would leave that as it is in any kind of league race, to be honest. But anyway, we're coming up to ready this race. We're going to see some crashes. So let's see if I can find them all on the LFS TV Director. Let's go.
Yep. So Fowry starting first. He only has 1 kilogram of ballast. Then we have Kia with 6, Yurkovic with 3, 39 for Van Buren, 18 for Anderson, and 7 for Diaz. That's how your reversal sorted out. All right, lights are red and they go green now, and we're underway for 14 more laps of South City. Fowry getting a great start over Keo and Yurkovic, and so Anderson, and let's see how they get through this time. Remember, some major accidents coming out of turn 3. Fortunately, none going through the run down to turn 3 as we... I saw someone upside down. I saw someone flying over a car here. Van Buren is off in this. Van Buren is off in this. Who else is off? Several cars are off. Big crash. Someone's going flying. Someone's out of bounds. Someone's out of bounds. Who is that? Who's that?
Safety car.
That's Grubbler. Gilles is off. There has to be a safety car for this. This has to be. This is just too much carnage. I would even suggest a red flag. I would say red flag and completely restart this. This is just complete carnage. This is complete chaos. So, caution out after lap 1, but major accident. This just has... I don't see... There's been too many cars involved. There's a bit of lag, I think. I think this had just some lag involved. That's partly why I think there should be a red flag for this.
We are missing 1, 2, 3, 4 cars that went off. Enerson, Dimich, Grippelar and Diaz all flew into the scenery. That is unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. Safety car has been deployed, so we are racing. Well, they're not racing back to the line. They're just going at a slow speed to get back to the line. That was the biggest crash we've seen in ITCC so far. And well, it's only fitting it would come at this track.
Yeah, it's one car blocks the road. It does really make it even smaller in terms of width than it already is, which isn't much.
And the red flag has been issued, as it probably should be. I did see quite a bit of lag. Quite a bit of lag involved. We don't want to see a race start like this and have it just go the whole way. So a red flag and a complete restart, definitely about what should be, how it should be done. But yeah, it's definitely quite the right decision. But yes, I did notice quite a bit of lag in that crash. All the cars just completely schmozzling together, and but it was just that incident really shouldn't have been that big. But I did see a bit of physics lag and all that, so they're going to check everything. Because that incident did not look like a naturally started incident.
Yeah, we don't really want that to sort of outside influences to take the championship in either direction. We'd rather it would be a fair fight.
So they should let everyone who was out rejoin. Unfortunately, we'll maybe have to end the race and just get these few people to swap back into the right place. So yes, 4 drivers went out of bounds at least. They're checking ping times of everyone here, as I'll also have a look here. They're having, of course, D'Souza is being told to check his. He's down under, so he will naturally have a high ping time, but Diaz is a little high, also for an American. So if for anyone who's always curious, in the server with lag, if you just press Shift F8 in LFS, you will see some of that pop up. So red flag is out, and driver should return to pit lane here. So unfortunate way to start this third race, but I'm surprised this didn't happen in race 1 or 2.
Yeah, I'm just going to check this replay to see who and what happened.
So our mate Boothie here is giving a bit of chat here. So, good thing about everyone driving around like this though is it lets the admins still be able to see their times without having to do any special shift U maneuvering. Everyone looks fairly good flying, just maybe a brief server hiccup there, so. So hopefully this should be a quick restart if they did the admin command as I told them how they should have, to keep the order from the end race screen. So, Billy, if you want to give us on air real quick, just a brief overview of what happened in that Chamazel right before the restart here, please.
Yeah, it looked like it was 4 cars wide into turn 1. Van Buren went a little wide, and then a few other cars sort of got inside him, and then he and Enerson got sideways, and Enerson flipped over, and then sort of seemed like he used...
Race starting, guys.
Okay.
Right, and the order did not
keep. Out of bounds.
Order did not keep, so they're ending the race. Get the order sorted out, so. Hopefully they should be able to sort this out, without clearing it, just getting people to, get sorted. So unfortunately, just another few minutes delay. Getting people to get sorted out. The admins will just say get between driver X and driver Y, swapping a fairly. But yeah, so some drivers are asking for a lag lap, but that really I don't think would help at this point because they'd have to restart the race after, since there's no forming back up. They're not using the application that we use in like LFS Kart. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, my temporary MPR replay is now disappeared because they restarted the race. But from what I saw, yeah, Enerson was already in the air, about a car's length even, from the inside of turn 3. So he got sideways. It's one of the features of, well, bad features anyway. These cars, if they slide along sideways, they tend to flip, and he got sideways, flipped over, and seemed to sort of go over Van Buren, even using him as a ramp to get into the scenery, and then that caused more carnage with people in the bottleneck, with the track obviously being made a lot tighter as the crash happened.
Yeah, definitely looking at it live, it was just complete chaos. And it's, yeah, just... I have not seen... the only time I've seen something that major in LFS was last year at 1GP at West Hill, in the second last round of the season, where pretty much the entire field of about 14 cars wiped each other out, just due to a little bit of aero push. Passo was there for that. He'll remember that. But definitely fairly a rare sight to see major incidents like that here in Live for Speed.
Well, no, I'd say it's fairly common. Well, in league racing, not too common, although happens more than you'd like. But yeah, in public racing, you get that pretty much every race, don't you?
But, so this will probably hurt or hinder some driver psyche here for a little bit, since they've been yep. And here we go, we're going ready. So it will be go. It's for 14 laps. Hopefully we do not get a repeat again. So just a little bit of problems with armrest a little bit here. And Dimick, I guess, a bit of incorrect swap.
Yep, if you just joined us, you've joined us with race 3 of round 4 of the ITCC here at South City Long Reversed. Unfortunately, there was a red flag for the start of this race, so we had to obviously end the race and resort the grid. Looks like there's been quite a bit of problems with people actually sorting the grid, so we could be here for a few more minutes, unfortunately.
Okay, looks like we have now gotten it sorted out. Race control has given the order, and here we go. Hopefully this mulligan will not go so bad. Unfortunately, what has to happen every once in a while. So, Forey, Keo, Jukovic, Van Buren, Anderson, Diaz, and De Jong, again your top 7. Flag has been turned to green, so we will be go. Typical South City though, and all lights are red, and it is go again. Fowry getting another good start over Keo and Van Buren. Now it looks like everyone so far might be they might take a little more cleanly through here. I have to watch here. De Jong trying to get around Diaz. He is stuck behind him. Diaz also gets around Anderson. He's going to try and pull alongside Van Buren here. So they are all fairly cleanly out of the third turn now. Back of the field is also through fairly cleanly. No major incidents yet. So we are clean through the first few turns now this time. Much better than our first attempt here. And Almaraz trying to get his way up. See what happens as everyone heads now through turns 4 and 5 and 6. Diaz and Van Buren side by side. Diaz just heads up through. Ooh, a bit of contact between Van Buren and Diaz. More accordion effect to Souza and Sandro. There's one car off. See if that's anything too serious. Now just De Souza having a spin entering turn number 4. So Fowry leads from Keo, Jukovic, Van Buren, Diaz, then Ederson, Ostgaard, then De Jong. So De Jong back to 8th.
Oh, De Souza not pleased. Yeah. Okay, yeah. De Souza is out of the race after 3 crashes today. And now he is gone from the race. Yeah, frustrating day for him. Looking at Nolan Scott currently. He is way down.
And
he's going for the spun car. Novak.
Novak spun right in front of that whole train.
Well, it was one of the karma cars alongside someone I saw from a distance, so that could have been the cause of the spin. Now, Gruppler might try and hold up Nolan Scott here to do his teammate a favour. Nolan will be definitely trying to get his past as soon as possible to get to the top 10 and get some points. Did get a great run out of turn 3 there, Nolan Scott, and yes, he has been passed by Pavlovich there, not what he wanted. And will he get him back into the hairpin? No.
Van Buren, Diaz, and Anderson up front here, and we're up near the front here, 4th, 5th, 6th area, all fairly close together here. Diaz going to try and get around Van Buren. Big points change here. That timeout from Nolan helping Van Buren, so Van Buren may be taking the championship lead from Nolan, but that also might be actually a small bit of a blessing for Nolan. Drop him back down, have a little less ballast, help him gain some of those points up. Oh, Diaz squeezing on the outside. That's a little close there. That could have ended in tears, but it didn't this time around. And so Diaz looks like he will get around Van Buren. Will he? No, Van Buren holding on, both on the brakes for the 3rd turn as they come side by side. Van Buren getting a bit of a better run off there, but no, Diaz getting a good one, about even off at turn number 3 overall. So a dry grace on the overpass again as they head down into turn number 4. Diaz just a nose ahead, half a car ahead over Van Buren. This is a bit of deja vu with the core and that SR car. Does not end in incident like that, but that is definitely keeping Anderson and Osgaard caught up, and Marquez and De Jong also catching up. So 4, 5, 6 cars in this train.
Yeah, that was a good piece of battling there. Really, Van Buren and Diaz kept it clean. As Anderson tries to pass Diaz, or nearly does, but yeah, Diaz is the first of the core racing drivers in this train. There are 3 of them in the train currently.
And De Jong and Marquez contact at turns 8 and 9, the chicane there. It looked like De Jong got through on the previous corner, but some contact, and De Jong, I think he's rejoined.
Binion just got turned around at the last corner.
Yep. He'll rejoin though, but lose to Pavlovic. And Dimick is spun on the coming out of the final turn. Also, did he get a little help from Zadro? I couldn't tell. Zadro is waiting a little bit for Dimick, so I don't know if those two had a bit of a coming together as they were exiting the final turn. Now as the field continues around, Wilkinson's coming along the inside of Laprodez. Oliveira had an incident.
No, it was Oliveira and Alamaras. They were both came together on the inside. Luckily, no one's got past both of them, and without any incident.
Yeah, Wilkinson here, going around the outside of Laprovot, the purple car, or the purple car going around the outside of the green one. Laprovot yields to him. Chris goes into the wall nearly, but actually keeps it in control. This is a battle for 10th, and Wilkinson goes into the wall properly this time. Nice crunch there. Laprovot also goes into the wall, coming past him, and they've gone past. Wilkinson is back through again. That was 3 changes in the space of 3 corners. And De Jong right behind the previous 2 race winners, trying to get past Laprovot. Here, oh, a little bit of contact there. Rick just saw it and got out of the way. He knew he was going to get squeezed out because Laprovot could not keep the car on the inside, but that's fair enough. De Jong lives to fight another day, trying to get past Laprovot here. As we've said, De Jong won 2 races today, so is on the high and wants to get that 3rd.
Further upfield, Vukovic and Van Buren. It looks like Vukovic was slower coming out of the final turn, and Van Buren is definitely right up with him. Diaz as well.
And Diaz getting a slip time, so they're going to go 3 wide here. I don't think this is going to work. No, but Diaz gets into Van Buren has to back out. Oh, they touch, and Diaz hits the Arco. He's gonna lose at least. He'd lose at least to Van Buren, and Anderson almost getting around Diaz. They're side by side, so Diaz going from taking over Vukovic to losing back to where he started. He's got the slipstream again, though. He's getting some great slipstream, and Van Buren and Vukovic have contact. They both slow up. That's going to let Anderson come through. And Van Buren, oh, bit of touching here. That's more contact. Vukovic gets touched, goes wide, hits the Arco. He'll drop back behind Ostgaard. So Ostgaard and Anderson just kind of hanging out back here and taking the scraps of whatever gets Austin. Diaz coming out. He's up to third now.
That was brilliant foresight from Rudy Van Buren. He saw what was going to happen. And someone's timing out from ahead. I'm not sure who that is. Someone is timing out on the track. We'll wait and see who that is, but anyway, we're continuing on anyway. Yeah, great foresight from Rudy Van Buren. He saw there was going to be a bit of chaos. And Diaz has lost connection. He was third just after that great battle, and now he's gone. That is really bad news.
That is definitely a shame. He's had connection. Yeah, he has had those connection problems before, though, that we've seen in such as MOE, IGTC, and also at Blackwood we saw him have those issues. So Anderson, now Ben Keogh is about 10 cars, 15 cars behind Fowry. They're all up. They're both up here having their own little bit of race. But boy, one thing that's so critical at this track is having some open track. And just look at what's happened to De Jong being marred back there as Havlik gets around Lapravoda as I watch the field. But De Jong, who's dominated the first two races fairly well, is back in the mid pack based off of starting there. That's what happens when he gets stuck back in some traffic, isn't it?
Yep, field spread is enormous here, so yeah, that's going to be a bad effect.
Nolan Scott got past, well, he did get past Alan Myers, but Alan Myers just came back, and Lapravoda, who dropped back after running wide at turn 3, gets passed by both of them. This is for 13th position. Nolan Scott now in 14th.
Yeah, I would have thought we'd see Nolan Scott this low in this event. He was not happy with the balance before the event, but I think obviously his timeout in the previous race just really has upset his weekend's racing very much. In fact, in all three races...
De Jong getting around Wilkinson is sorry. De Jong getting around Wilkinson making a little bit of a mistake, but Wilkinson being able to hold De Jong off, squeezing him out into the barriers a little bit. De Jong probably won't be that happy about that. So De Jong having to reset and try and take another run around Wilkinson. Every position De Jong gets will help him. Coming on the inside of Van Buren, they touch! There's contact between Anderson and Van Buren. They both keep it going, but they both lose a smidge of time. Anderson's going to try and cut back on Van Buren coming through turn 3. He'll get that a little bit. And Lapravoda causing the yellow flag back behind the track. But he's coming into pits, though. But Ostgaard Anderson and Van Buren side by side. Anderson's going to try and take third, heading through turn 4, and looks like he will do it. He's got it. Now Ostgaard's going to try Van Buren.
Yeah, it's the meet in the core sandwich there, and it looked like Van Buren just tapped the rear right of Anderson, got a bit sideways, and almost tapped him again as he tried to go through the hairpin at turn 3.
So we're on lap 7. We'll be halfway through this race when they complete this lap. It's only 7 to go. Van Buren clipping the Armco on the inside of that turn a little bit, it looked like. So Anderson starting to just creep away a little bit over Van Buren. Ostgaard doing well to hang out with Van Buren. Ostgaard, of course, having that timeout in race 1, fighting his way back up to here. Definitely great run from Ostgaard today.
Just to show the field spread, Nolan Scott at this second split on lap 7 he was 15 seconds almost behind Rudy Van Buren. So if he stays in this position, he's not going to get any points, and Van Buren will take the lead in the championship.
Yeah. Van Buren catching up Anderson a little bit. Slipstream, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys.
Yep, De Jong eventually getting round Wilkinson, and that is for 9th.
Yeah, it needs to be done. I think Wilkinson was holding De Jong up there. Good defence, but it had to come to an end soon enough, and it did. And De Jong is now 1 place up. Fowry still leads the race. He's been quiet. I thought he'd do this. I said at the beginning, if he gets a good start, he has a good chance of getting into a nice big lead, which he has done. Right behind, well, some way behind him is Ben Keogh. A couple of seconds, maybe. And then here comes the Enerson, Rudy Van Buren and Tommy Usgaard battle. A fantastic trio of racers. Really good skill and really entertaining so far in this race.
By the way, I'd like to give a bit of public congratulations to Joe Cavany, who got married in the 6 weeks break that we had between the 3rd and 4th rounds here. But luckily, now after that break, we'll get the last 3 rounds done in about a 5-week period. So we're just going to rattle these off here. Next round will be at Kyoto National.
Reversed.
Kyoto National reversed, so that will be that'll be a good one.
Here comes Timo Hunyan. He's not thinking about Kyoto National at the moment. He's thinking about getting past Chris Wilkinson for 9th place. And here he goes up the inside. Wilkinson just giving him a little, nearly there. Hunyan got through. Oh no,
he's up! He's off!
Whoopsie daisies! Yeah, that wasn't going to work. Wilkinson just got a little too close. No one's fault really. Hunyan gets away again.
On board with Wilkinson, it looked like Hunyan was already sideways by the time he got to the apex, which basically meant he lost it under braking.
He was hit under braking. He was hit.
And Nolan Scott takes advantage of that to go up to 10th place. At least he was going to get 1 point. Still 5 seconds now at the first split behind Rick de Jong.
Oh, and by the way, while we were getting all shouty about Hunyan and Wilkinson, de Jong, who is in some clear traffic, has set fast lap, or he set a fast lap with a 1:38.02, so that's the fast lap of this race thus far. Van Buren also right on the back bumper of Anderson. Van Buren might have a slipstream here. This is battle for the final podium spot. Looks like Anderson getting a little bit of run on the through the underpass. Not enough of a slipstream for Van Buren.
Yeah, just looking back, 50th place Miranda. That was a very poor attempt to get past Alamaras, who he just managed to walk up, hit Alamaras in the final turn and spun. Looks like he's coming into the pits.
And he is retiring.
Yep, parking out.
And that appears to be what lap remote is also done. Lap remote a little upset, I'm hearing, with some of the driving standards in today's run.
Yeah, I would say actually today's racing has been fairly good. Well, for the track we're at, the amount of lag that we saw earlier, I think it's been fairly good. I mean, yeah, there's been some crazy crashes, but nothing we haven't seen before in ITCC. And the racing at the front's been absolutely fantastic. Hats off to the guys, really good.
So, if memory serves, the final 2 rounds are at Kyoto National first and then Aston National. So a couple wide open tracks. So should be seeing some great battling. Van Buren's going to try and get around Anderson. He broke the draft a little bit. He now does have the slipstream now. So Van Buren's going to try and peek around the outside and run the left side of Anderson. Of course, Van Buren has his 39 kilograms ballast, but he'll get through. Ooh, touches the Armco a little bit. Ooh, almost clips Anderson there. Anderson, of course, having the inside for turn number 3 here. But they both get fairly even off of 3. Bjorn getting a little better.
That is brilliant racing from Rudy Van Buren and Anderson there, keeping no contact between them. Absolutely fantastic. But Anderson is still going to try it around the outside. Will he actually make it? No, he holds back. Rudy Van Buren lives to fight another day. He's in 3rd position. Good job. He's going to take a commanding championship lead over Nolan Scott after this race.
Well, 4 points would be the gap, I think. He was 3 behind coming into this race. You never know what could happen, as we've just seen this round. If someone crashes, spectates, disconnects, or times out, then the order can change pretty quickly at the top.
Yep, Nolan has led this championship pretty much since the end of the first event, and yeah, this will be strange for him to not be in the lead of the championship, but yeah, as Jonathan said earlier, he will have less ballast for the next round.
Well, this is the first round so far this season where we really haven't had any significant controversy. Well, we still got 3 laps for that to come.
Yeah, it depends what you make. Yeah, I don't think there's not been much big controversy at the front. Just clean racing mostly. Other than the Rudy Van Buren Nolan Scott incident in race 2. Diaz times out again, but that's okay because he's spectated, or he's spectating after his earlier time out in this race. Goes from bad to worse. It never rains but it pours for Phil Diaz, it seems, in this race.
Looks like he's been catching Theo just a little bit, but Fowry has been holding a steady lead. So for the Renesis team is Fowry.
Here we go, looking at Pers of the Greek Virtual Racing team. He's come through this race, there's been plenty of controversy going on around him. He's managed to drive through all of it, and he's into 8th place, a pretty good position for him so far this season. This could rank among some of his best finishing positions, so good one for Pers there.
Yep, I don't think he has any points at the moment, and I don't think his team were too pleased after the previous round at Blackwood, but it's good to see him and him come through any troubles he's had and getting points if he stays there for the next few laps.
Yep, just looking at the front though, we've got to pay some respect to Fowry, the leader. He's led since the beginning with the reverse grid. He's done a good job to get away, driving for Renesis, a team that Dennis Lind was a part of. Dennis Lind not taking part in this race due to Formula Ford commitments. But yep, Fowry flying the flag for Renesis and doing a great job with Kyo just behind him.
He's got perhaps the cleanest car on the track right now. The other cars probably have some sort of damage or have been involved in some sort of contacting, but now on this last lap but 1, they'll be getting the final lap signal as they come around, about half a lap until they get back around. I'd like to give a note that next round of IGTC, International Grand Touring Championship, is from West Hill International Reversed on May 23rd, so 4 hours there. That'll be brought to you. Be some counter on that, and we might have Michael Booth if he is available for it. So, might have a bit of a battle between Kyo and Van Buren here in the last lap, but Van Buren may be just a little too far back. But this has been the calmest I've been for an ITC series so far this season. It's kind of depressing almost.
Yeah, but it has been some great racing. I've really enjoyed watching these guys going toe-to-toe through the quick corners here. I'm very, very pleased with the way they've raced. So, on the final lap, the order is Fowry from Kyo, from Van Buren, Anderson, Østgaard and Vukovic.
De Jong is trying to get around Pers here in the last lap. De Jong started 7th, back to 9th after some incidents here on the early part of the race. But Fowry will be coming through, or he's coming up the hill here on the middle sector of the course. He's got just a little bit left. Van Buren about 5 car lengths ahead, or behind Kyo, I should say. So we might have to keep a watch out on that. But some great racing all throughout. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to point our cameras at all of it. But as we
most of it,
do it at the end, Van Buren will pretty much be on Kyo, I think.
Yep, it looks like De Jong is going to try and get past Pers here, trying to take away Pers' 8th position. Gives him a tap. Pers is going much slower than De Jong.
Van Buren's going to try and get Kyo. He's going to try and dive bomb into the final turn on the final lap. Will he get it? Kyo's going to stay alongside. And oh, that's a bit of that. Maybe a little bit of, what was that about? Kyo has the slipstream though, a bit early for Van Buren. Van Buren's going to try to come over. De Jong and Pers have had a bit of contact. We're going to be side by side.
Who's going to get it?
Who's going to get it? Side by side. Kyo! Van Buren! No,
yes, it's a tie! It's a tie! And Van Buren gets it!
And they all pile in at the end. Pers is upside down! Pers is upside down and De Jong has crashed! Pers and De Jong have crashed as they're coming to the finish! Pers will not make it to the flag!
That leaves Hinian and Pavlovic to come through. They've been battling, and they thought they were battling for outside the points, but they will...
Oh, Miranda has had a collision as well! With number 8! Everyone's crashed on the final lap!
Goes off on the final lap, yeah. God.
What the heck?
Saved it till the end. Deco was, Jonathan was saying how he was having a calm race, and I think you just spoke too soon there.
So Pers does not make it! He was on his way to a top 10 finish, but he had incident. I didn't see that happen, but that is just heartbreaking for Pers from Greek Virtual Racing. But Fowry winning!
Yeah, let's just go back through what happened there on that final lap. It was very confusing. So basically we had a battle between Rick De Jong and Pers. They've obviously had a collision. I can imagine what happened. They've had a collision coming through the underpass. Pers has ended upside down. In the meantime, while we were watching, that was while we were watching Van Buren and Van Buren and Kyo, apologies. Van Buren dived up the inside of Kyo at the second last corner. Bit of contact there. Then Kyo hit Van Buren again. Van Buren nearly lost it. Kyo ended up in the slipstream, got side by side with them. They were making contact all the way up until across the line, and they tied, and Van Buren got the tie. And also, at the same time, I do believe that it was Jill Grippelar had a collision with Miranda. Miranda and Jill had a crazy incident where they turned into each other just before the finish line. They both finished, but Pers, really unfortunate there. That would have been his best finish of the season. But as it is, he ends upside down. What an amazing finish.
It looks like if you look on Alamanas, he's going to help his stricken teammate. Give him a little flip. Yes, he's over.
Oh! Yeah, Pers has been flipped over.
I thought he might do that, and it looks like he'll try and cross the line. And claim the final position.
That roof is smashed right down though.
Yep, front right suspension gone. But he's going to get 19th position. Yes, Jill has been taking a few adventures there.
I don't know what Jill was doing. He just wants his moment of fame. Poor old Jill. Jill already has fame, of course. He started in a commercial in Portugal, so he doesn't need any more fame, but he decided to steal some there by crashing into a red and white barrier and flying. But there we go. Right, let's go to a camera flying above the circuit and go through the results. Yep.
Okay, so results now. A crazy end of the race. Fowry winning, clearly. Van Buren and Keogh with that. There might be a little bit of arguing about that after that. That was some great racing, though. And first victory, of course, for Fowry. Ostegard and Enerson 4th and 5th. Jukovic, Marquez 6th, 7th. Nolan Scott clambering back up to 8th. So decent result from him, all things considered. Then De Jong and Pavlovic. Then Timo Hinian 11th, Almaraz 12th, Oliveira 13th, Miranda 14th, Zadro 15th, Grupelar, Dimick, Novak 16th, 17th, and 18th, and 19th, finishing up after being upside down, helped over by his teammate, is Purs.
Yep, just give you some advertisements coming up now. The camera now points at a poster, or a billboard, I guess you'd call it, a billboard advertising the ICTC. That is going to be on Saturday the 23rd of May, West Hill Reversed, could be interesting. That'll be Jonathan Palmer and Michael Booth taking you through that. And also, down here at the hairpin, we have an advert for the LFS kart at, I'm not sure about.
Yeah, well, Kyoto 500 will be in June. Sign-ups are open for the Kyoto 500. That Kyoto 500 will be on June 27th, qualifying weekend the 20th and 21st of June. Also, LFS Kart next weekend from South City. So some FO8s going through these tight confines. But definitely, congratulations all drivers. Final thoughts on today's action from you, Michael Booth.
Well, it all came to a head in the third race, as it usually does. The reverse grid working well, but yeah, definitely Van Buren's day. Even though he wasn't as prepared as he'd like to be, although knowing Scott, definitely his ballast definitely cost him a bit, and also his disconnect. But yeah, he'll have less ballast for the next few races, and Van Buren will have the most. So it'll be interesting to see if he can hold on his lead at KO National Reversed.
And you, Michael Passingham.
Yep, well, today's racing has been some of the best we've seen all season. Up at the front, it's been clean. Down at the rear, it's been full of contact, but at least fun to watch. Yeah, I've had a fun time watching, directing, and commentating on this, and yeah, I'll be ready for the next one. Kyoto will be, it'll pay, I don't think it'll be too bad for the cars with ballast. It won't be as bad as this one, I don't think, because the corners are quicker. So we could see Nolan Scott, Rudy Van Buren back up at the front in the lead, but that's what I think anyway.
Yeah, Kyoto National definitely a fast track, so we'll see lots and lots of slipstreaming, of course, there. And plenty of room to make a little bit of mistakes, so I definitely expect to see lots of 3 and 4 wide racing. Then of course Aston National will round out the season. So in a couple weeks' time we will be from Kyoto. We hope to see you all back here again. Some great racing in ITC. We'll definitely, I expect to see some protests after. But when do we not see protests from ITCC? So I'd like to thank Joe Kevaney for providing a streaming platform. Of course also Mogulus. Also for all the admins for their help today. Race Sim Server is also for providing the server for the iCON Touring Car Championship. So Kyoto National coming up next. But for now, for Michael Booth, Michael Passingham, I'm John Palmer saying so long, everyone. And we're clear. I'm going to sign into transmitters. I'll be